I would say the check back is the single most important part of all of the steps of service. I don't care what restaurant you are, I don't care if you're fine dining, if you're casual sports bar, I do not care. The check back is one of the most important things you can be doing. And I want to talk about the check back as a way, Mike, for you to mentor your team and for you to kind of realize that, you know, this job that you're doing, it's my career, it's Mike's career, it's Eric's career, you know, it's Lisa's career, it's our career. It's like what we're doing. We're not, this is what we're in, right? Some of you, it's your right now job, and maybe your career, but some of you, it's your right now job. It's the job you're doing now while you're finishing college, while you're moving, you're getting trained in another thing, it's your whatever. Some of you, it's your career, right? The thing is we want to attack this and do our job with all of our heart, right? You treat your today job as your forever job, because if you're terrible at this job, you'll be terrible at whatever you do. If you're studying to be a real estate agent and you can't have good customer service and you can't, you know, do this job right, I'm telling you, you're not going to all of a sudden do a good job at the other job. So invest in it and commit to it, right? And fail often, right? Fail often. This is going to be something that I want you to take and apply to the restaurant and apply to your lives. Fail often. They have to have the confidence to go up and know that they failed so often, and they're gonna fail again, to have the confidence to still go out and perform, right? That's why I love life, because life is gonna punch you in the nose. Life is gonna deal you things like it's dealt us in 2020, right? Life is hard, but there is one thing that's common with successful people, is they fail and they get up and they go after it again, right? They're not failing, they're just learning, right? It's like Thomas Edison, the light bulb. It took him 1,000 iterations of the light bulb to get to the working light bulb that he invented. And he could have quit right away, and somebody else would have invented it later on down the road, right? So on the check, now I'm coming all the way back to the check back. We often don't want to do the check back because we think our food sucks. And the way you ask is going to encourage failure, right? Because here's what we do. When we don't want to know what's happening on the check back, remember I told you it's the most important step in the process. We come to the table and we don't want to fail. So we put half of our effort into it. Because we can tell ourselves, and this is where it applies to life too, we'll put half of effort into something, because then in our mind we go, well, I wasn't really trying, so I never really failed, right? But when we go all in, we have a chance of getting hurt. We have a chance of failing. When we invest in the building like this and go all in on it, there's a chance we could fail, right? And you can't go halfway into it though. You got to go all in. You can't just go, you know, and especially something like building a restaurant and doing what you've done here, is there's a chance I can fail. And I can't in my mind go, I'm only going to half-heart it, because then I can justify the failure after it's done. And we do little things all the time. We don't talk to the person we want to do. We don't apply to the job we want to get. We don't try to have the life we deserve, because if we just do it average, then we don't have to worry about failing. And it's a big part of your success. And I'm not talking about money and stuff. I'm talking about living the life that you want to live, is putting yourself out there to be hurt and to fail, right? But the more we do it, the more we're going to get to where we want to go. So what we do, because we don't want to fail in our restaurant, is we go to the table and we say, is everything okay here, right? Because when Mike and Eric built the place, their job, their goal and dream was for everything to be okay here, right? No, that's not our goal. Our goal is not average. Average needs to be the enemy in everything that you do in your life. And that's hard to do it that way. Being average is the easy way out, because then I don't have to fail. If I say I am going to be the best, right, then the chances of me failing skyrocket, right? But But if I set a goal that's higher, right? What is it? If you're trying to get to the moon, shoot for the stars, or something like that, you know, right? Something like that. Set your goals and expect more of you, right? And so what I'm going to ask of Mike is to actually be harder on everybody, because he respects you enough to expect the most of you, right? So when we come to the table, we don't ask, is everything okay? Is it good enough? You know, are you fine? Those are average questions. And if something really isn't that good, if it is just okay, they'll say, yeah, it's okay, right? But if I come to the table and say, aren't your cheese curds great? Aren't your cheese curds as good as I promised? Aren't these fantastic? Can't you see why everybody orders them? If you ask it that way, they might actually say, actually, no. My grandma's are better, right? Or something, you know, and then you can laugh or whatever they may. But when you put yourself out there and you ask, isn't it perfect? Then you will actually have the guest maybe respond with, no, it's not perfect. But if you ask if it's okay, they'll say, yeah, it's okay. And then they don't have a memory, and maybe when they want to go out again, they'll stop. But if you ask if it's perfect, they say, actually, you know what, my bacon was actually burnt a little bit, you know. At that point, you can say, I am so sorry, right? And they're giving you that feedback that sucks to get. But if we are not fearing failure, and we're going to put ourselves out there to fail, then we have to ask, isn't it perfect? Isn't it excellent? Is it not the best burger in town? That takes some cojones, right? Is that not the best burger in town? And they'll say, mine's better at home, or, you know, or if they say, oh no, you know, something else over here is better. What makes, you know, you can say, well, what makes a burger? What could we do? You know, you have to, I mean, obviously everybody's gonna have an opinion and all that, but I'm telling you, what's really gonna happen is if something's truly wrong, they're gonna say it. And what that does is it stops them from believing without us. You know, it doesn't mean we have to comp the burger. We maybe buy them a dessert. Or what I like to do is never to comp anything, is if we can say, here's a free burger the next time you come in, or things like that, to get them to come back and commit, to not just be trying to get free things out of you. You know what I mean? And so if we can acknowledge it, take care of it, put yourself out there, and I'm telling you, practice it in the restaurant and then apply it to your life. What's the thing you're scared of doing in your life? What's the chance that you're scared to take because you might fail at it? You know, start asking yourself those questions. And it's scary. It's scary to ask those questions of you, and it's scary to put yourself out there, because guess what? I might fall down, I might fail, right? But I'm telling you, the more you fail, the more you will get, the closer you'll get to accomplishing your goals, right? And so it's a really important thing, not just to apply to your check back, but to apply to your life. Okay, does that make